Hi everyone. Welcome here. Thank you for being here. My name is Ana Simona Psăcaru. I'm from Iași, Romania. And we are here because we are making a series of interviews with experts using Healy. I myself, I am a holistic therapist for 10 years. I used to do Bowen therapy, Theta healing therapy, and many others. And since 8 months, I've discovered this instrument, which today I had a coffee working somewhere, drinking a coffee, and I put my Healy device to charge and I forgot it there. And I just called. I went there at 11 in the morning and now it's 6 in the afternoon. And I just called 10 minutes ago to check where is my device and to take it whenever we finish here. I will go because I wanted now to show it and I don't have it. This is why, because I forgot it at the coffee shop. Karina here, my guest, is going to show it to you. Yeah, it's a funny story and it's good that it's been found. I can't wait to go and take it. So I have 8 months since I use this frequency device and it has been amazing for myself. And since we don't have so much information on the table for people to know it, I established to do this kind of events to bring experts on the screen, experts from whatever field, that they are using this amazing device and they can share their knowledge and their results for us to know and to spread the word around this tool that we can use now, especially now when we are in this awareness expansion and these times of change. And I believe it is a device for collective consciousness. And I believe that everyone around the globe should know about this instrument. My special guest today, and I am in some kind of treasure hunting, searching for all the best in the world, in Romania and outside. I love working with specialists and with, the best of the best, and to learn from them and to get inspired. And I invite you all to open your heart and to receive this energy that is about to be created, and it is already created for today. And let yourself be inspired and let yourself be transformed by these energies that we create together, being in this field together. My special guest today from my treasure hunt is Karina from Amsterdam. And I've met her since I've joined Healy, and is my first mentor, international mentor, regarding this device. And I remember my first meeting with her. She was like, hey, how are you? What are your purpose or goals or your dreams? And because she has such a powerful energy, she guided me through a short exercise, and I start crying from the beginning. It's like your first love you can never forget, and this is somehow my first love, in our relationship, because I can feel the energy, and I felt Karina's energy so powerful and was so transformative for myself. It was like an explosion right in that moment through such a simple exercise. It was some visualization she guided me to do. And I knew from that moment that we are creating something huge together. And I'm grateful to have met her and for her to have said from the beginning that she wants to work with me. It's such a pleasure and an honor, and I'm very grateful to bring you all on the screen this person, this spirit, such a powerful spirit. And yeah, it's amazing what we can do together when we bring together on the same path. And when we also have a device we can rely on to embrace our, challenges and our we all have to change some patterns or whatever. So welcome, Karina. Thank you so much for being here with us. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm excited. If you please tell us a bit about yourself.
Yes, I will. I'm also very excited and I have been looking forward to this call. And thank you so very much for inviting me. You know what you said about meeting me? I still remember that. I still remember that. And probably it was a question about what you truly desire in life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that is what it is about. And that is what it is about when you step into this space. It's not like a product, it's a space of consciousness. It's, yeah, something we step into that opens up so much in your life. And we're going to talk about that, of course. But let me introduce you, like you requested. I am Karina. Like Simona said, I am living in Amsterdam. Have been living for 25 years here with my family, 3 children, my partner. And since I think about 6 or 7 years, I've been a coach. I've been an entrepreneur for almost 17 years, but I made a switch to follow my heart. That's why my company is also called Follow Your Own Spark. I used to have an incentive and event company that was called Sparks Corporate Events. And then I lost my spark because I felt I had to dive deeper into my purpose of being of service to the planet. And I've always known this. I've always known that we are living here in special times. It's
Mm.
been something I've been aware of for the past, I would say, about 20 years, 20, 25 years, and it grew bigger and bigger. And first, I tried to bring change in the corporate field through events, with events for healthy, happy, and connected employees. But working with happiness at work sadly made me unhappy because I realized there's so many people out there that do not want to change, and that's always been one of my like a soul pain in this life, to know that not everybody wants to change, whereas I am here to bring this change.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah. So yeah, one of the biggest lessons I learned actually with being in Healy is that we have everything in our hands to shift this narrative of humanity. We have everything already here. We don't need to wait for a 5D or for the world to change. It's happening already. But we have everything we need already available to us. And I truly believe that with Healy, we have the biggest gift, one of the biggest gifts. There's more, but there's one of the biggest gifts to humanity already there, to
Mhm.
shift health, to shift wellness, to shift balance for people, with so many people in pain and so many people in need right now. But not everybody can already accept this gift.
You have a lot of knowledge, and this is, what attracted me to you and your powerful energy. I want for people to know your knowledge, like you have studied human design.
Yes.
Talk a bit about your path, how you've arrived here, what you learn, what are your fields, how can you be helpful with, I know about human design, but I will let you and invite you to speak about more about your, what
Yes.
you've studied and what you practice.
Yeah, so when I started becoming a coach, it was a decision I made because I wanted to be more of service. And I felt that I had this very particular mission of helping people remember who they are. I didn't know what it was exactly, but I guess that if I'm here to help other people, I better become a coach and put myself out there and make myself available to help people. And that is the shift that I made when making the shift to becoming a coach. Now the people could come to me who are ready to make this shift. So I started doing coaching, helping people step into their inner power, remembering who they truly are, remembering how powerful we all are. And I don't teach from, like we were talking about this before we went live a little bit, about all these structures and all these like modalities being all single-minded. And you and I, we're both not like that. We're like taking everything we've learned and putting that into our practice. I don't believe in following just one modality and saying, I'm such and such coach, and I had this and this certification, and this is what I do, and only this. No, I've grasped from 25 years of awakening, of spiritual development, of personal development. And I'm only sharing what I have learned in life, what worked for me, with other people to take from what can help them. And so my modalities grew from there. So what I do, I share a lot about belief systems, about limiting beliefs, about what is keeping us back. Because I truly believe that we are the only ones keeping us back.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody else. And I must say, of course, when you're living in a third world country, you have no money, you have no, when you're living in a refugee camp, of course that is different. But then still, you can choose to make a difference in your, very sparse environment. You can still choose how you react to what is happening to you. You can be either a victim, or you can step up as a leader and show people that even that there's not much light, we can still be that light and bring hope and things like that. So I believe there's always a way out of situations, and I believe it is our treasure and our journey and our path to find that path. And I also believe that those that resonate with that, and those that know they've had a lot of challenges on their path, I believe that the ones with the most challenges are the ones with the biggest mission.
Yeah, I have found this to be true as well. And this is why we have so much inner work to do, because I discovered that as much light you have as leader, light worker, whatever, as much darkness you have to transmute. So this is why we are the most preoccupied to work with ourselves, and we dig deeper and deeper. And yeah, it's many levels we work. And this is what makes us better and better and better. And we are able or become able to help others to walk their path as well.
Yeah, so human design, you spoke about human design, is one of the tools that I use, because human design shows us our unique blueprint. It shows us what our mission is. It shows us how we are meant to be. I teach a lot about authenticity, because I believe that we came here to be exactly as we are, and with that, being the gift to the world, because the gifts are in you. And when you find out that, and that I see that a lot with clients, when they find out what their human design is, they have a sigh of relief, like, oh, finally, now I understand that. I always thought I had to do it this way because that is what everybody teaches. This is what all the gurus say. This is what all the teachers say. But I could never feel this. And now I know it is because I'm built differently. I'm designed differently. And I get to be that and embrace that and embody that. And then when they start doing that, they start to find the magic. I'm also teaching a lot about magic. With magic, I mean real down-to-earth magic, because the path, if we choose the path is being shown to us.
Yeah.
A lot of the keys are in our human design, by understanding who we truly are, and that we came here to be exactly as we are in whatever we do.
Yeah, this is a moment where I would like to invite whoever listens to us now and in the future. There are sites, beside the fact that you can work on your human design with someone like Karina in private and discover more about yourself. I would like to put on the table that the first step, small step you can do regarding human design is to go on Google, search for, there is a link, but I don't know if now you can share it, but anyone can go and make the first step, because for me it was really helpful to see a bit about my human design, my chart, what is my type, what is my description, what is written in my energy field. It was really helpful to know myself from this perspective, because it was like how you mentioned, it makes you not feel broken, you know. Oh, so this is what I'm supposed to be. This is how I'm supposed to be. I don't have to change. And it helps you align more with your path and your energy. And this is the first step you can take, and it's easy to be done, to see about your chart in human design. And yes, you can choose then, if you want to do more about it, you can choose a specialist like Karina to work for yourself. As we are not used with this kind of tools, we don't, I believe collectively people don't yet know as much as they could know, like how much can be helpful to know about your spirit, your energy through human design. And I felt to do this mention for our listeners. This is the first tool you can use for yourself, and it can help you walk a little bit more on your path, because I'm also very much into authenticity and being what you came to be, no matter where you work, because you can work anywhere. You know, you can, I don't know, clean the streets and be in your highest spirit and serve the world. uh, you don't have to, it's enough, you know, as much as long as you feel like you are doing what you supposed to be doing, what you feel in your heart, you know. So I guess we have covered a bit about your knowledge. We had a lot of calls because here in Healy we have a community, and this brought us together. It's a network marketing, and we connected through this device. We connected also internationally. And you, Karina, as a leader, you offered us some calls on Tuesday, and you came with some subjects, and we worked together. For me, was very powerful those where you did with us business clearings, meditations to reach the deepest part from yourself and to see what needs to be healed. What do you want to create from the highest energy that you can reach at the moment? And this is some abilities that you have and that I very much appreciate. And it's amazing how the power of together can create. And we found this through this device in Healy. So thank you for your contribution and everything that you have offered us in all this time. Tell us a bit. I guess what I was trying to say is for people to know that we are in these current moments, we are searching for our tribe. Did you notice this? I'm sure you did.
That is why I started the Rise community, because I guess I can help individual people, but all the people that I see that are on this trajectory, they are looking for their tribe also. And doing business, being in business and helping other people through business is so very much powerful, because we get to multiply what we do. And when we, like this, when we are in community, we speak together, the energy is different than when we work one-on-one. So if we bring together people with a like-minded mission of helping humanity transform, and we work through our blockages. I call this evolving through business in my community, in our community, because what we do is that we look at everything that comes up, like the blockages that we have within ourselves, the things that keep us from being in our highest purpose, being on our highest timeline, being the energy that we can embody. What is keeping you back from sharing what you feel in your heart with the world? What is keeping you back from being authentic? What is keeping you back from showing yourself on social media or like in a presentation live? If you want to inspire people, and if you feel this within yourself, that you are here to be of assistance to humanity, then all these doubts and limitations, and can I do this, and who do I think I am, and things like that. I used to look when I was starting with all of this. I was looking at lists on the internet, like, who is a light worker? Am I truly a light worker? And I didn't even dare to believe that I was a true light worker because I didn't feel worthy enough. And we help each other with these things, like being worthy, and that it is indeed your path that you are on, and that it is indeed what we are all on, and the recognition in us, in each other, makes us grow and thrive. And I truly believe that with this new age that we are in, the age of Aquarius, where we're heading, we've started that. This is all about collaboration, working together, not having to do things alone any longer. This is about celebrating each other instead of competition, like in the old models.
Yeah, this is also is something I was talking with a friend today. Many years or all our lives, we were used to be together, to be single. Everyone, you managed yourself, you kept yourself for yourself, your emotions, your struggles, your battles, your work, your family, everything was kept inside. And especially every family has a leader, every family has a healer. It doesn't matter, it's not a professional healer, but every family has a person that was wearing with herself or himself all the baggage and doing the work for family, community, and stuff. So a leader. And I was talking with my friend today that it's not available anymore. You don't have to do this anymore. And I discovered this myself, and it's such a relief after 37 years where I took the responsibility to do all this myself. Now to gather together in a community with like-minded people, to find your tribe and to do things together. How can we support each other? How can we heal each other? How can we create more for the world? The fact that we are sharing information, everyone with his resources, with his abilities. God, this is amazing what we are called to do in these times. And I cannot say this enough. And I want to invite people to step out of the comfort zone and to reach for those people that are suitable for them in this present moment. Because I'm sure you've noticed, we don't resonate with the same people anymore. The old friends, the old places, the old jobs. It's such a powerful moment now. It's like everything is recreating itself. And we are invited to go with the flow and to align with the energies. And now is the moment where I invite you to translate a bit what are the current energy, what is happening, why it's so powerful. Because I felt these days my head is so, God, it's so much energy, so much is happening. So why is that? What's happening?
Well, that's a very interesting question, and it's one of my favorite things to talk about. We could talk for hours about this. You know,
Yeah.
these times have been prophesied for ages. And if you, like, we in the Western world don't know about these things, but if you look at indigenous tribes all over the world, doesn't matter if they're Aboriginals, if it's the Maasai in Africa, whether it's American indigenous tribes, they have all announced, the Kali Yuga, a change in the times. And if you look, for example, at the Hopi tribe, they have this rainbow warrior tribe, which I love very much, because it's speaking about the end of times. And I don't take this darkly. I know there's dark shit happening in the world. I'm totally aware of that. But I look at the light and the bright side, because it's been prophesied by all the indigenous tribes that there will come a time when the world is on the brink of change, when the world is on the brink and it looks like destruction. It looks like it's going mayhem. But it says, the Hopi prophecy of the Rainbow Warriors, that in those days, when it feels like all is lost, there will be a tribe called the Rainbow Warriors that will come together. And like you said before, everybody was like, especially if you feel and if you resonate with being a light worker, at least a little bit for yourself while listening to this, you might have noticed that before you were really alone on an island. You might not have understood yourself, like, why am I different from my classmates? Why do I see the world differently? Why do I look differently at self-healing and at like frequency medicine? Like, many people don't understand it yet. Why have I been so separate? And that now, and maybe you've allowed that more in your field, or you feel this desire more to come together with people, it's because we are living in these times. And that is also why the energies are so strong, because I believe 2024 is actually the proper year, the age of Aquarius started. It was in 2023, I have this in my notes somewhere. Yeah, I think in March 2023 it started again, but then now we have Pluto in Aquarius. I'm not really into detail about this, but astrology is one of my interests. And when Pluto entered Aquarius, that is when the true change started to happen. So now the energies are building up, and you might notice this in your field, like there's a lot of chaos collectively in your life, maybe in your health, in your mental balance, in your spirituality. You don't know anymore where to go, what to do, what is happening, and like you don't know what to do with yourself. I have it too.
Yeah, it's hell, it's chaos.
Yeah, especially, and I felt the change with the full moon of last month, the 25th of March, is when we had a full moon.
Yeah.
And we had also a moon eclipse. And then on the 8th of April, we had a solar eclipse. There's a lineup of planets that has only happened like a few times. And then there's also like a devil's comet in the middle of it. And now we also experience a Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde is about communication, about, devices, personal communication, everything like going wrong, like people misunderstanding each other, communication devices, internet not working, things like that. So they always say, like, never make decisions about contracts, who to work with, things like that, until at least halfway of May, because it's actually finished in like, it's the 22nd. In 3 days, it's finished on the 25th. But we have all these cosmic energies, like we're bombarded with it.
And it's been hard. It's been hard to manage this last month.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, it's a lot of chaos. It's like everything is on fast forward. I have found myself in difficult times where it's like I didn't have time to breathe. Hey, who started this crazy times? I had a class this weekend, and yesterday, Sunday, it was like everything was really, really fast, and today is the same energy. And I see how, as much as they occur, these events, and you have a lot of things to do, and like you said, it's very chaotic and you don't know where to go. It's like I myself, I started doing something else comes up. I don't know if I got to finish the thing I did before. And I see that it requires a lot of, how to say it, to settle down, to give yourself some time and space, at least for one conscious breathing. As much as these events and energy occurs, you have to create small spaces where you, God, I don't have the word. The
Where you
earth,
align with yourself
to
again.
align and also to connect with the earth. I don't have the word now.
Grounding is what you mean.
Yeah, to ground. Yeah, to
Grounding is one of the
ground,
most important things right now.
because the energy is so high. It's a lot, and you have to bring it down. You have to ground to get some stability. Otherwise, it's like I myself, I feel like I'm in the storm, and it's gonna bring me to the clouds, where I don't understand anything from what is happening. It's like nothing is in my control anymore. And it needs a bit of consciousness from myself, and focus and intention, because otherwise it's like you walk away from home and you left at home at least 10 kids, and they do a lot of damage there. So
I actually forgot to pick up my daughter from school last week. My partner had to call me like, are you thinking of this? And I was like, I have these huge spikes of inspiration, and like you, going from one thing to the other, I could have like 48 hours in a day and I would do it all, and I love it all, but it's like so much. And that is the high side of it. And then we have the downside of it with all the emotions and all the tiredness. And it's like a big jungle of everything, jumble. And we have to be the eye of the storm. That's what we need to find. Like, be in the eye of the storm is raging all around us. And then by grounding, and also like drinking pure water, like not tap water, like pure water, that, we are 60-70% water. And that is also why the Healy device works so well, because water is an information carrier. We are information carriers, and we can be informed by all the frequencies around us. So all the chaos and distortion is coming right at us, and we can find balance again when we bring the right frequencies in us to calm down. And also when we drink the water, and I drink with a little bit of pink Himalaya salt or a little bit of Celtic salt, because it helps you ground more.
oh, really?
It's swimming in the ocean. If you live near the sea, that would be beautiful at this moment, because you can release all the things that you do not need anymore, and you ground more because you release. So water is very important as well right now, like liters of it.
Yeah, so breathing, water, grounding, they are very, very important these times. And I feel like, especially now with so many energies that create so much, it brings to the surface the patterns and everything that we still need to see in order to heal or to release. It's like God creates so much energy and storm. It's like you don't know what's your name anymore, in order for us to bring more clarity, to choose what do you really want to create. It's like the bigger the chaos is, the more it's asked for us. It's like God asks us. It's like a test, this is how I feel. It's like a test. It's like it's shaking you so much in order for you to finally decide, what are you here for? What do you wish for? Because we are used to blame on the external circumstances, people, places. I don't have money to do that. I would like to do that, but some person doesn't want, and stuff. And we know these are bullshit, and now with as many challenges that we have, this is how God speaks to us, and it's like it forces you to sit on your authority, on your spirit spot, place, alignment, to get to choose despite the chaos, or thanks to the chaos, because we cannot stand as much in the chaos. We end up in the end, hopefully choosing and having some clarity, right?
But this is exactly what it is about, because the chaos is there. The chaos is indeed here to help us, and we can shake off everything that does not serve us any longer. But it's a choice if you indeed step into this space of being a victim and let everything wash over you and say, oh, I have no influence in my life, over my health, or whether I actively choose. And I think this is what magic truly is about. When I speak about magic, it is about this. It is about choosing reality. It's about choosing a timeline and quantum jumping into that timeline by shaking everything off, processing everything, because we need to go to all the emotions, right? And some things we just need to see and we need to feel before we can move on. And this is when I work with the Healy with my clients, because I use it a lot in my coaching practice. I use it to show people what is still not being seen in their energy fields.
How do you
So
do that? I really want something specific for myself and everyone who already has a Healy or thinks about getting a Healy and use it in the practice, because I was saying today with a friend of mine, she's a therapist, and I was talking with her, hey, you can use it in coaching. How do you do that? Do you use the module, the coaching module, or how?
I use either the chakra and aura analysis, or the coaching app. And I sometimes start with the first one, and then when we go deeper, I use the coaching app. So what happens? We are information, like I said, we are water. There's information in there. This information is everywhere. It's in our information field around us. So in the subtle realms, it's in our bodies. When we have emotions and feelings, it's already manifested in our body, in our life. And with the Healy, when you do an aura analysis or when you do a coaching scan, it gives back to you what is happening in your energy, what can be read from your energetic field. And this is also why we experience blockages. Because when I do either of those scans with people and I speak to them, like, what is happening in your life? What is blocking you? And something comes up, like, the Hill is very specific, right? It tells you exactly, like, um, this person has difficulty choosing in life because he always had to choose between the love of a father or a mother. This is what the Healy exactly gives back to you. And then this person says, yeah, I know this. I've already worked on this ever since I was a child, but it's already, I've been there. I've already worked this out of my life. And then I say, but it's still there in the subtle realms because it's still bothering you, but you're not aware of it because you've gained all this consciousness. You've done all this work. Maybe you went to a therapist or did your inner work or your inner child work, but it's still in your field. And the moment we do not realize this and we move on past this thing in our life, then it's still blocking us. And we wonder, like, why do I still have difficulties choosing? This is just one example, right? Why
Yeah.
do I have difficulties choosing? And why do I never get what I desire? And all these questions come up. But then the Healy can show back to you, like, this is still an energetic imprint that you carry within you. And sometimes it's only needed for you to look one more time at this, to look one more time and know that, oh, but that was because my father always did this or my mother always said that. And sometimes the Healy gives you back that very element. And sometimes it's just the starter of a conversation, and the people start talking about this, and they suddenly realize, like, oh, this is what the entry of the Healy meant. And now I can see it. And then for your consciousness to see it for what it truly is, then we can fully release. And we need to release everything that is blocking us in order to move forward. So I usually, with the Healy coach, you can make a specific focus depending on what the person comes to me with. And it can be any situation, in personal relationship, in family relationship, in work relationships, money, goals, self-love, self-worth. I always choose self-worth because all of us, we've been programmed with doubt about who we are and if we can truly, make it, and if we are truly meant for all these beautiful things like happiness and love and money and other manifestations, because that is what society does with us. It makes us like doubt ourselves. And yeah, so self-worth is a really important one to have a look at, and what patterns are still in you and what energetic imprints are still in you. The healing makes that clear and brings that to the conscious.
Yeah. I want people to know that now we talked about this from a specialist expert perspective. You can work with Healy in your practice to help coaching and guiding someone to find the cause of a problem. And I've discovered, many times it's amazing how can things shift only by the fact that you are becoming aware of it. The simple fact that you see, on that screen, on that thing, what is the problem? What do you have in this current moment as pattern blockages and stuff? The fact that I'm becoming aware of that thing, it already begins to shift the energy, and my consciousness is already, putting on something else as path. And that I find to be absolutely amazing, to have a device to work with yourself that brings you on the table hidden aspects. Some of them maybe some of them you have no clue, but when you see it like that, so clear, it's amazing how powerful it is. And you can do that at practice at your office as a specialist, but when you do it at home, when you take this device and work with yourself on this kind of module, the coaching or the chakras scanning, it is really powerful. And as therapist, I've worked with myself for 10 years, and I keep saying this because it's very, it's changed my life. I've worked with my traumas or, my patterns or aspects profound that needed to be healed in all these years. What I've discovered working with Healy with this kind of modules, with Aura Scan or the coaching module, I have reached some healings that I believe it would have taken me, I don't know, maybe another few years to heal in the traditional way. I don't say you replace Healy, you replace the psychotherapy or some other forms of healing. You don't replace them. I'm just saying you do what you feel like doing in terms of workshops, this psychotherapy, working one-on-one, but you do it once in a while. And in this between sessions, you work with this device with yourself, and you can create some deeper healings that for me as a specialist, I didn't manage to heal it in so many years of, of going to sessions for healing. And I did manage to heal them, some profound wounds, working with frequency. And this is because frequency goes beyond mind. It goes directly to subconscious. And this is the shorter path and the most, I don't know if it's something easier than this. Do you know any easier way to heal any profound wounds than using frequency. Have you know anything else?
No, yeah, like the access clearings, like you spoke about, are also working like that. But that is also frequency, right? The ones I do in our community when we have business clearings, and it becomes obvious in your energy. And that is actually a bit of the same. It becomes conscious in your energy what is blocking you and what you need. And but Healy is like so profound that it brings to the table in a matter of minutes what would otherwise have taken like years of meditation or months of coaching. And it is so profound because everybody can be their own coach, like you also
Yeah,
explained. We
yeah.
don't, of course, we can still have or psychotherapy, and if you really have serious problems, we of course advise that. But how beautiful is it that you can become your own coach, right?
Yeah, I'm all into creating autonomy for everyone, you know, and you are as well. And this is the reason why I promote this device and I do these interviews, because I am here to help every person that wants to be helped to walk on their own. You know, I cannot give them my knowledge. I cannot give them my theta healing abilities or Bowen knowledge, or there's nothing, you know, there are many things I cannot give them, but I can give them a device, not me myself, but I can open the door and whatever resources we can have. And I used to do this with essential oils. I like giving people instruments that they can help with them do for themselves everything that they can do to heal themselves, to create more awareness, to be more conscious, and to create more, you know, everything that helps you reconnect with yourself and heal yourself. This is what I was looking for. And until Healy, I had essential oils as instrument that I was giving to the people to, hey, take yourself this, I will guide you, I will hold your hand every step of the way when you need to, you know, to support you with coaching and being there for you as in terms of how to use it. But now with Healy, it's a different level, because it has in itself, you can, you know, it's every instrument all in one, isn't it?
I call Healy a bridge. It is the bridge between these higher consciousness realms and what still needs to be transformed within ourselves. And I
Yeah.
think it is that profound. And I know, maybe you don't know this. I don't know. Maybe you do know. Maybe some of the other people that already have a Healy don't know this. But Marcus Mieke, the founder of Healy, um, I think the reason that he made the Healy is to bring consciousness to the people.
Yeah.
He is a physicist. He also lived with the monks to understand consciousness from that perspective. He already had the big frequency devices for therapists. But then he said, I want to develop something that gives everybody in the world access to self healing. But he also said that even if people are not so much conscious yet and they use the Healy for their chronic pain or for their migraine or for help with depression or related sleep disorders, they still are raising their frequency. They still are raising their consciousness, even if they're not even aware of this. The Healy does something that opens you up more, 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 and you walk on this bridge more and more and more between what needs to be transformed and between this higher consciousness. And I think that is the true reason of being for the Healy at this time. And I believe that Healy truly is a divine tool given to us at this time. And I think Marcus Mieke received that information to go make this for our transformation in this time. And I noticed, if I can mention one example that happened a few weeks ago, that brings me again there. Like Healy sometimes make these free programs for all of us. And that's wonderful about the company. Like in COVID time, they developed a bioenergetic boost to help you support with like colds and flu and that kind of things. But now they've created the program Cosmic Growth. And they gave it for free to all of the Healy members. And I think this is pure Fibonacci frequencies. It's like you cannot get more close to the divine. It's the secret code to the universe. And we were giving that program to work with our consciousness, to bring this level of consciousness up, because Marcus Meekin knows just as we know that a higher consciousness is what this planet needs most.
Yeah, since we have this, I believe since March, this cosmic growth, of course, I was giving to myself this program because I'm all into growth and expansion. But first, before this, I want to say I'm really glad you've mentioned the fact that even though you use Healy for chronic pains, migraines, and stuff, no matter what level of awareness you are, no matter until where or what level do you attend to go, it's really helpful no matter what, how many or how much knowledge you have or not. If you feel like giving yourself a support tool, yeah, it works for everyone. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, you don't have to have a degree to use this device. It is made and created for every person who chooses to support himself to live a better life in terms of health or emotional or abundance or job or whatever. You can improve any area in terms of relationship, anything. And going back to this, to cosmic growth, yeah, I've been using it since March, since we received it, almost every day with this intention, because intention is very important. Nothing works without our intention, right? We have a, how to say it, free will, and everything respects our free will. It's like if I don't say that I want something, I will not, embrace it, manifest it, receive it. It's not going to happen for me. So my intention is very important. So when I put myself this program, I set my intention and I allow the universe to create in myself whatever it is possible for me in my moment, in this current moment. I'm sure, and it's truth, that we are here in these expansion times. And I give myself this program with frequencies. I use the microcurrent. This is what I resonate more now, to give myself through the microcurrent. And it's like I'm assisting myself to make another step and another step through this program, more and more, upper and upper with these frequencies. I think this is amazing.
It is. And it's a bridge to higher cosmic principles. It's the Fibonacci is like the golden ratio. It's like everything in the universe is based on the frequency of the Fibonacci. There's a sequence of numbers that this program has. And that no matter when you look at whole galaxies or a simple plant that always has a certain amount of leaves, it's always in a sequence of Fibonacci. There can be no other way. Like the Vitruvian Man of Leonardo da Vinci, cathedrals, and even the Egypt pyramids, they are all built according to that principle. And how beautiful is that to receive it every day, to open yourself up to more and to choose the best timelines. I also do this program with the arm electrode because it's the most powerful.
Yeah, it's like we are realigning ourselves with the definition of the universe, the structure of the universe, through these sequences that you mentioned, through this frequency that we are offering ourselves. For everyone who has a Healy, and for everyone that considers taking one, what do you recommend how to work with Healy to support better in these times with high, downloads of energy and such chaos and stuff?
I always, the basics of it, I always go with being. Everybody that has a Healy, even if you have the most simple edition, has the gold frequencies, and there's a program called Being. I run it now. I always run it when I go online, so I can, stay in my own energy, in my own space, and that always brings you back to yourself. Same with coherence. Everybody also has the coherence program in the bioenergetic, what's it called? Bioenergetic.
Support what? I don't know. Yeah.
It's the same place as where you can also find cosmic growth, and that program. Coherence is the same working. It also brings you back to coherence is the universal frequency of everything. So it brings you in alignment with yourself and with whatever is. I also love, especially for now when we have these huge cosmic events going on and planetary events, because also the frequency of the planet itself is rising. The Schumann resonance that makes clear like, what is the energy of the planet is like giving of wide bursts of energy at the moment. That is what we also feel. So if you have the bioenergetic defense program group, I would very much recommend the planet one, the geopathy one for the frequency of the planet itself. So it balances like what is there in spikes of energy and brings you back to the base frequency of the planet. So you feel more grounded also. And subtle and general protection can be really nice also, because we don't know sometimes what we're bombarded with. And this really brings you back to your own space, and whatever is in your field that you do not need anymore is being sent away.
I love to use the subtle program from the energy protection ones, especially when I go out in some meetings. And yeah, we know there are many kind of energies around us, and we interfere. And some people, do things without being aware of them, and some people do conscious things, and now because our field is more clean, we are more influenceable. I don't know, we feel a lot more than we used to feel before. Even a thought from someone who's maybe jealous of you, or someone who doesn't have the best things to think about yourself. I found that using this subtle program, it's like it's closing my field, and I feel protected from some energies that come from the outside, maybe from the environment, or sometimes from some other persons, and it doesn't come into my field anymore. It's like it seals my field in a way that I feel protected. Although I have the knowledge, I have the knowledge from Theta Healing. I know how to set some boundaries, but sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm not capable of protecting myself, or not to allow any energies that are not very positive. And this is why I'm reliable on Healy, because well, for those moments that it's not working, doing myself the protection or the cleaning, I'm using Healy and I know it's working. I can feel that it is protecting myself in the way that I want.